Captain America Brave New World has been making waves. Waves on the water. But not all of them are positive. Positive? I sound so Swedish. Positive. The fourth installment in the Captain America franchise, starring Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, has faced significant backlash from fans and critics alike. Some of the criticism is understandable, pointing out issues with the film's execution. But hey, let's be real, man. Some of it is just pure reactionary hate. So why are these people so upset? And is the criticism valid? A messy production and reshoots. One of the biggest red flags surrounding this movie, A Brave New World. Isn't that another movie? I don't know. Is its troubled production. There were reports of massive rewrites, extensive reshoots, and last-minute changes that led to concerns about the film's quality. Originally, the movie was said to focus on political intrigue and also like super secret espionage, much like Captain America: The Winter Soldier. But after some studio interference, supposedly, pushed it into a more action-heavy, CGI-driven direction. There were extensive reshoots. And it's not always a bad thing, but when a film undergoes major changes late in the game, well, it's usually a sign that something wasn't working. And because of that, the movie may feel a bit disjointed at some parts. I completely agree, because I watched the movie. Lack of a clear villain. A strong villain has always been a key part of the Captain America films. The first movie gave us the Red Skull. The Winter Soldier gave us a chilling return of Bucky Barnes. Do you see what I did there? Chilling return. Winter guy. Civil War presented an ideological battle between Tony and Steve. But this movie sort of seems to lack a clear antagonist. Or maybe I shouldn't say lack a clear antagonist, because it's pretty clear who the villain is. It's this guy right here. But let's be honest, he wasn't really the strongest villain out there. And while Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross plays a major role, it was a bit unclear if he's actually the main villain or one of the villains, or just a political obstacle. But all of these different elements, the movie just risked of being directionless and not having a good and clear villain. I was just sitting there and waiting for the Red Hulk all the time. But in the end, he isn't really a villain, because he's the president of the United States who wants to have a good world, but he was evil back in Incredible Hulk. And the leader guy, he's evil, but he's not that strong. He shot the military somehow, I don't know. The Steve Rogers controversy. Let's address the elephant in the room. Some fans are still upset that Sam Wilson is now Captain America instead of Steve Rogers. And this was really decided back in Avengers Endgame and further solidified in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yet there are still people sort of complaining that this doesn't feel like Captain America. It's pretty obvious, because Captain America is like a 95-year-old guy. I don't think he can run around with his shield and protect the world. Now, whether or not you like Sam Wilson as Captain America is subjective. But let's be honest, guys. Some of the backlash comes from people who just don't want anyone else holding the shield. Steve Rogers isn't coming back. And Marvel made it pretty clear that Sam is the new Cap. Steve Rogers was like 95 years old at the end of Endgame movie. Political backlash and woke criticism. It's impossible to talk about this movie without addressing the so-called woke criticism. Some people claim that the movie is pushing an agenda simply because Sam Wilson is leading the movie. But here's the thing. Captain America stories have always been political. From the first Avenger tackling World War II propaganda, battling Nazis. Man. I'm so Swedish. Why did I sound serious there? Anyway, the Winter Soldier sort of exposed government corruption. Or exposed is a strong word, but they tackled government corruption. And these movies have never shied away from political themes. The idea that Brave New World is suddenly too political feels like a selective argument, especially when Steve Rogers movies have always had these themes. Expectations versus reality. At the end of the day, some of the backlash comes down to expectations. A lot of fans went into this movie probably expecting The Winter Soldier 2.0. Why was I so slow there? But The Brave New World was never going to be that. Every Captain America movie has had a different tone, and this one is no exception. So for those who are disappointed that Steve Rogers isn't in the movie, well, I mean, again, what did you expect? Chris Evans sort of made it clear that he was done with the role after Endgame. And Marvel is moving forward, not backwards, man. And if you can't accept that, then maybe this franchise isn't for you anymore. So, how do we wrap this up? This new movie was a disaster. Or is it just facing unfair hate? The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. There are definitely valid concerns about the movie's production issues, lack of a strong villain, and whether it lived up to past Captain America movies. But at the same time, a lot of the outrage is based on nostalgia, unrealistic expectations, and straight up refusal to accept change. Accept. Are the criticisms justified, or is this just another case of internet overreaction? Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Until next time, peace.